Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel once again. Welcome to the delayed flight. I wish you a happy new year, a happy 2024 to you and to your beloved ones. This is our plane, which is a very beautiful plane, of course. Let's get out of here. And we can have some facilities available. We can open the front door and we can connect the stairs. Let us gain some time because we have also other facilities. Of course, we agree, our plane is a very beautiful plane. Indeed it is. About the power, I have said a few things. The vehicle that connects electricity with the aircraft. If you want to be precise, you must check if there is a cable connected with the aircraft. Most you don't see any cable, and I think this time we also didn't see any cable, but anyhow, I suppose that we have electricity supply. We can as well connect the baggage service. The cargo door opened, but a little bit slowly. It is okay. We can live with this. And we can as well connect the catering service. So as you see, everything works just perfect in Macedonia Airport. And we have an excellent weather so far. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the 767-300. This is our plane. A wonderful plane. However, not without problems. As most of the planes of Captain Sim, but unfortunately we have some new issues. We will do our best to reach our destination. As you may know, usually, almost always, I don't ask for pushback because I prefer a reverse thrust. So there is no reason to lose time. We just examined our wonderful plane of British Airways, the 767-300, and we can board, I suppose. I showed you in other clips how to climb the stairs. I think you already know how to climb the stairs. W and R. And here we are. So we may enter inside our aircraft. Which is this one here. I have saved a few cameras. And I'm really curious if I will manage to start up our engines. So let us give it a try. Without any further explanation, because we have already seen the startup of the 767-300. Okay, hydraulics are on. starter. 6 pumps, isn't it? Two starters. It is not the worst scene. Both starters together. And the fuel valves must be somewhere here. Exactly. So, yeah, it seems our engines are running. We can dismiss all our facilities except the stairs. Okay, I dismiss power also. Yes, our engines are running just fine. This guy is a little bit slow. There is an unorthodox way to dismiss him. I hope he will leave now. Ah, okay, he left. Okay. Okay, doors are closed from this side, the aft door and the cargo door. Surprisingly, cargo door remained open. These things we must check. So, cargo door. Okay. I'm very curious if my flight plan exists, because I have set a flight plan. I'm really curious about this. Okay, I can dismiss the stairs as well, and I can close the front door. Why? Those things I have said also a few times, and I will repeat again. We have, when we bought the 767-300, we have actually two planes. The one is with winglets and the other is without winglets. The PW6 and the PW4 version, Pratt & Whitney 6 and Pratt & Whitney 4. Pratt & Whitney are the engines of the airplane. So as you may see here, we have the version with the winglets. This version has a few advantages, and actually we said, let us return inside the plane. I managed to start up the engines of the plane. This is good. And we said that the cockpit view of the winglets version, isn't it, is better. The other is not that good. We don't have much space. Here we have some. And so we can see our instruments better. The other, not that much. Please remind me, I want some fresh air. And please remind me to close the windows when we will reach our runway. Of course, nice gadgets. You see. Also here. You see we have the maps. And actually I even had the tutorial how you can make the yoke disappear. You see, only here, you must press only here. Those things I have said already. So better not to repeat. And we said also that one of the strongest points for the vintage lovers, for the vintage aircraft lovers, are the instruments of the airplane, which are a little bit old-fashioned, as you may see. analog instruments. And definitely the plane, as I said, is quite beautiful. Now I'm very curious to examine a little bit my FMC and to see if we have the flight plan or not. So let us have a look. Some of the cameras, the default cameras, are useful. All cameras are not operational. For instance, CTRL1. Okay, you can press it 2 times and you have different views. 2-3, CTRL 2-3, and mostly CTRL 4. This we will need. 7 for the upper panel, and the rest are not operational. CTRL 4 is our FMC, Flight Management System, or FMD, Flight Management Display. And since this is a little bit important, I will save a camera for this one, and I think this will be CTRL Alt plus 0. Okay, for instance, okay, these are my saved cameras, the cockpit cameras. And now I save this one. Let us have a look. There are some legs. Good news. Something there is. we have some waypoints. Okay. Great news. So let me see. Initialization. Position. LGTS is our airport, Macedonia, isn't it? Not the worst, not the worst. We have some facilities. Don't expect much, don't expect everything, but we have some facilities. Okay. Now, how do we initialize our position? Let me remember. I think we press here and then scratch pad here. Set IRS position. Good. So we initialized our position, seems. Yeah, it is a little bit different than the 747. Actually, this is the FMC of the 747. Our route exists. Yes, indeed, we go from Thessaloniki to Riga. This is our destination. Flight number exists. So far, so good. We have also our legs. Performance. Okay. Reserves, we can set 10. Cost index, anyhow, let us not get to complicated things, but you know that cost index, I always prefer to have cost index close to 0, because that way my speed will be higher. Okay, cost index set to 5. Thrust limit in general, okay, we don't set any limits. We select climb here, this one. Let us have a look at our takeoff speeds. Okay, flap set to 20. And we press V1, VR and V2, and we see our new speed limits. So if we have now a look here, takeoff, we see that our new speed is calculated already. Okay. Better than I was expecting to be. Thrust limit, I think we didn't set any, isn't it? No, we didn't. Okay. So, let us try to go on our runway. I release the parking brakes. The graphics in the airport, which is a bespoke airport, are quite heavy, and so we have stuttering. Here is our baby, British. And we use the drone camera in lock mode. Now, for instance, here I changed my position and I have some corrections, and we return back to lock mode. Exactly. First waypoint seems to be this one, SF707, and before departing let us arrange a few things on the autopilot. And I don't know if you reminded me to close the windows, isn't it? Did I close the windows? Did I? You see, we forgot to close the windows. Yeah, these are nice. I mean, those are the strongest points of Captain Sim, actually. Exactly. You see, you have coffee, you have everything, you have the maps. More coffee here. Have a look. I have showed you those things already, but since we will use this plane, it is interesting to have a look. Also this, you can... Ah yes, here you must drag the mouse. You don't press, you drag the mouse. You see, both. And actually you drag from the opposite direction. Okay. But now we are losing our time, actually. We are losing our time at the moment. This is not our business right now. Just remember to drag the mouse, otherwise it will not work. Okay. And another coffee here for the pilot. Good. Let us have also a look at our lights. In general, okay, it is not the most convenient cockpit. It is not the most convenient cockpit, and the other version, it is even worse. These things in general I don't pay much attention, but okay, I'm going to be a little bit more precise this time. So the ice is set. My lights are all on, I think. For instance, have a look here. You see, this is the cockpit view. Now, if I go, let's say, to pilot's point of view, isn't it? Okay, this is not the best to have in front of you. And if I go higher, my visibility is not that good. So anyhow, these cameras survive somehow. These are the saved cameras. And we also saved this one here. Now about the autopilot, We just want to have a straight and level flight. It is that simple. This is all we want. So let us set a few settings on the autopilot. An altitude of, let's say, 11,000, just to avoid the restrictions concerning the speed. A speed of about 220. Flight director is on. Heading, the heading of the runway, and indeed we have the heading of the runway, which is 280, I think. Exactly. Flap set to 20, and I think we can depart.